Okay, the next thing I'd like to look at is some other distribution types. So to start, let's just go back to 1080 by 1080. The frame rate doesn't matter, but let's make it 24. Maybe we'll make the background a little off-white. Then I'm going to create a square in its default position by Alt-clicking on it. And then if I want to change the shape, this is the point select tool, but you see I'm not allowed to alter these points. They're X'd out. So what you need to do is go to shape, merge to editable. I don't need that anymore. And now I can move these points around and just delete it. And then I'm going to grab my shape, Alt click on the duplicator, which will hide my shape. And I'm going to just use the default type, which is a grid. We'll make it 7 by 7. I could do this, but if I want them to scale and keep the aspect ratio, I can Alt drag, and I'll get that. All right, let's try another one. So delete this. Let's make a line again. Okay, Alt click on duplicate. This time I'll use this Fibonacci distribute, which is super cool. If I make let me make my line a little smaller just so we can see what's happening here. Fibonacci distribute is kind of like little seed patterns, and what it does is it distributes the points, but it maintains the most even space around the shapes. So it's very handsome and very useful to like populate the screen with the most shapes, the most efficient packing of shapes. Okay, so let's say maybe I'll fill the screen with this. Okay, make my length grow again. And if we look at the distribution, there's kind of this radialness about it. So how could we do that? Well, let's see. One thing we could do is make an orient. So to do that, I'm going to go to my duplicator. I'm going to go to shape rotation, right click, add behavior, look at, which is fantastic. So let's see. So now I've added this look at node. By default, it's putting it right in the center of the canvas. I can offset the angle of my source shape, which is kind of awesome, just in its own right. It's pretty beautiful. All right, and you're seeing like the kind of even distribution of this Fibonacci spiral, which is pretty neat. What if I wanted to move where this target is to somewhere else? So what I would need to do is create a null. So the kind of a little bit faster way to add objects to your scene is you command period on a Mac or control period on a PC. I'm on a PC, so control period, and then this little menu comes up, and then you just start typing whatever you're looking for, in this case a null. Now I have a null, and what I want to do is gonna middle mouse drag my null right onto that. And what that's let me do is take the position of the null and change the orientation, change where they're looking, which is pretty awesome. All right. Let's see, what else could we do? Let's just start over. Okay, for this next one, let's look at a circular or radial distribution type. So I'm gonna alt click on my line. With my line selected, I'll alt click on my distribute, and I will change it to circle. Okay, I can have more or less. What if I wanted to control the orientation of this line as it was duplicating around? So like I could pivot these lines on each other. To do that, what I need to do is group it. So line, let's group it. And then with my group selected, I will alt click on distribute, go back to a circle, make a bunch. But now, because it's orienting the group, I can change the position of the child and control how it how each unit is oriented as it spins around the form, which is also super neat. So what do I want to do with this? I'll have a few less of these. Maybe I will make them a little thicker. A little longer. Right, and then I can, well, that's working out pretty nicely. Make this nice little nested thing. All right. So for the last one for this group, we're gonna do radial again. This time, let's make a triangle. We'll group the triangle. 3 sides. All right. With the group selected, alt click on distribute. Circular. Maybe this shape. We'll get a little pointier. So nope, not that one. This one. All right. Maybe we'll rotate it like so, 90 degrees. Let's make a bunch. We'll have something like this. So the next thing I want to look at is color. So there's many different things you can do with color, but let's just do one of the more simple things first. So the first color tool we're going to look at is called index to color. So I'm going to control period index to color. And what that does, or what we can do with it, is take the value, the color, along this gradient, and map it to our shapes, our array of shapes, our list of shapes. So if I took this and I kind of pick whip it and connect it to the fill color, now the first triangle in the array is going to be black, and then it's going to go to white. And basically whatever I do to this ramp or gradient will show up in my points. So let's grab this one. Get special. All right.